Hello students, welcome to e-learning classes. I am Piali Nag, your biology teacher, and I will be taking your next chapters of the biology. Okay, so let's get started. Hello students, today we will start with the first chapter of photosynthesis, that is the first chapter of your unit test, that is photosynthesis. Now I think you all know about what is photosynthesis. Everybody has a more or less idea of what is photosynthesis, that it is a process of preparing food by the plants, right? So if we define photosynthesis, we will define it as it is a process of formation of carbohydrates from carbon dioxide and water, which is being illuminated by the green cells of the plants. Oxygen and water are the byproducts. Okay, now it captures photons of light by green plant cells, and it also and conversion of the radiant energy into chemical energy also takes place in photosynthesis. If we go through the equational definition of photosynthesis, we will find that 6 molecules of carbon dioxide combine with 12 molecules of water, and in the presence of light, why light is required? Because plants capture photons from it, and as well as in the presence of chlorophyll, which is the green pigment present in plants, one molecule of glucose is being produced, 6 molecules of oxygen is being evolved, and 6 molecules of water is being produced again. Okay, so this is the main process of photosynthesis. Now if we go through the history of photosynthesis, we will see that Joseph Priestley carried out few experiments. Like, he found that a burning candle would soon get extinguished in a closed space of a bell jar. Okay, so and similarly a mouse which was kept in a closed space would soon get suffocated and die. Now, but when a mint plant accompanied them in the bell jar, neither the candle extinguished and nor the mouse died. So we knew that to live we need oxygen. That means this proved that when the plant was kept, that means oxygen was continuously provided to the mouse, so he carried out respiration and he was able to survive, right? Now one more thing, that the reverse of photosynthesis is respiration. Okay, now coming back to the experiment, so from these observation, Priestley hypothesized that the foul air or the phlogiston which was produced during the burning of the candle or the animal respiration could be converted into pure air by the plant. Okay, and Priestley also discovered oxygen as well. Okay, so this experiment was carried out by various scientists to check to know the details of photosynthesis, and to to check Engelman was another scientist, and his experiment was carried out during the period 1884 to 1888, where he split light into various components by the prism, and then illuminated the cladophora, which is a green algae, which was placed in a suspension of aerobic bacteria. And then he found that bacteria accumulated in the region of the blue and red light of the split spectrum. So he discovered that the effect of different wavelengths of light on photosynthesis, and also plotted the first action spectrum of photosynthesis. Okay, so in this chapter we will go through the details of photosynthesis. Okay, so first
What are the raw materials which are being required in photosynthesis? Those are, first one is the carbon dioxide, which is obtained from the atmosphere through the stomata by the plants. Next is the water, which is the where the land plants absorb the huge amount of water from the soil through the root hairs, and aquatic plants absorb water through the body surface. And third is the light, where because or rather light in the form of photons, which is being trapped by the chlorophyll, which is the green pigment present in plants, which absorb light energy in the form of photons. Next, coming to the photosynthetic unit, the photosynthetic unit in plants is called quantum, and it is defined as the energy which is contained in one photon. That means how much energy is provided by light. Photon are the units of light, and if we consider that one unit, how much energy is contained in that one unit, one photon. Okay, this energy content of a quantum is related to its wavelength. That means the light's wavelength. Okay, now the shorter the wavelength, the greater is the energy present in its quantum. So, and the quantum energy is always measured in Einstein. So, blue and red regions of the light spectrum are most effective in photosynthesis. Okay, and the blue wavelengths of light carry more energy, while the red wavelength have very less energy. Now, there are various approaches of photosynthesis as well. There are mainly three phases. The first one is the absorption of light and retention of light energy. The second one is the conversion of light energy into chemical potential, and third is the stabilizing and storage of chemical potential. Now, first we come to where does the photosynthesis take place. The main site of photosynthesis in plants are the chloroplast. The chloroplasts are the type of green plastids. We know there are three types of plastids present only in plants. Chloroplasts are one of them, and these help in the synthesis of organic food, that is the glucose, which is found only in plant cells. Now, if we come to the composition of the chloroplast, if you go through the picture, if we come to the composition first, it consists of proteins 50 to 60%, lipids, chlorophyll, carotenoids and other pigments, RNA. Chloroplasts are the organelles which contain its own DNA, vitamins and few metal ions. Now, if we come to the detailed structure of the chloroplast, you will see that the chloroplast has a double membranous structure, which is called the chloroplast envelope. Okay, and the inside portion of the chloroplast, which is the proteinaceous matrix, is called the stroma. Stroma is actually colloidal in nature, and it also contains all the necessary enzymes which is required for photosynthesis. Okay, it also contains osmophilic droplets. It contains 70S ribosomes, the DNA, the RNA also. The DNA of the chloroplast is referred to as the cpDNA, small c, small p DNA, which is naked in nature. That we know that DNA actually is bounded by few proteins, which is known as the histone proteins, but when the DNA present in the chloroplast is not bounded by any kind of proteins, so it is called the naked DNA. And also this DNA is circular in nature. Though it is double stranded, it is circular in nature, and it is called the plastidome. Okay, now a massive membranous system of the lamellae or the thylakoids, which run parallel to each other, you can see are found in the stroma, and the pigments are actually located in this thylakoid membrane. Okay, so these thylakoid membranes actually capture photons. Now, in the membrane of the thylakoids, since the photosynthetic pigments are clustered together, they form a photosystem. there are two types of photosystem which is being formed over here, that is PS1 and PS2, where the photochemical reactions actually takes place. Okay. Now there are two types of thylakoids in the chloroplast. One is the stroma thylakoids, another is the grana thylakoids. Now what are stroma thylakoids? They are large and they extend from one end to the another. While the grana thylakoids are usually small, they are closely packed disc-shaped thylakoids. Okay, and they usually fuse with the large stroma in the granum. Now, the main function of the thylakoids is to perform the light reaction of the photosynthesis. Okay. And chloroplast also have, if you go through the structure of chloroplast, they have a porphyrin heads associated with the monomolecular protein, and their phytol tail are present in the lipid layers. Actually, the structure of chlorophyll and the structure of hemoglobin is completely same except the central atom present in it. Okay, the central atom in hemoglobin is iron, Fe, which gives the color red, while the central atom of chlorophyll is the magnesium. Okay. Now the carotenoids, these are also pigments, actually carotenes and xanthophylls, which are collectively called carotenoids, are sandwiched between the phytol tail and the phospholipid molecules. And the presence of these nucleic acids which make the chloroplast genetically semi-autonomous, self-replicating organelle. And this model of the chloroplast was proposed by Frey and Whistling. Today up to this, we will continue with the chapter in my next videos. Thank you.